Good morning. So today we are going to start a new chapter. Last time what we did was a very peculiar chapter and very difficult one. It was called the knower of the field and the knower. See, the field and the knower of the field. That chapter by itself is the toughest one in the entire Bhagavad Gita. This chapter 14, is going to be more on the lines of how this entire thing happened about. That means right from the creative stage to the three gunas and how this whole universe expanded into what it is today. So we are going to tackle this subject, that is the creation of the three gunas, why it happened and how they are impacting everybody in this world. So let us begin. We are doing the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, the first verse. Shri Bhagwan said, I shall expound once more the supreme knowledge, the best of all knowledge, acquiring which all sages have attained the highest perfection, being liberated from this mundane existence. Now, Shri Krishna is talking about the sages and how they have gone beyond. You will be wondering, why is it that I need to know all these things? What is the need for me to understand this spiritual aspect of the Bhagavad Gita? Why is it necessary? Is it necessary for me? See, I am leading a life of my own, which is as usual. I am just living. Every day I get up, I go to work or I do some work, then I come back, I'm tired, I need a little entertainment, I have got a family to come back to, and so on and so forth. So everybody has this basic appearance of what they are doing. You can take a youngster, a very young person, maybe a child. The child has no qualms about anything. He just goes about doing whatever that he has to do. As a young person, that person is only interested in maybe studies, maybe getting into some kind of entanglement, making money, you name it. All kinds of things are there. These are our basic needs. And the basic needs are all that is tackled by this person. Somewhere, a very rare person will be there who might be interested in this divine concept called God. And he will say, I want to know about God. And in that there will be quite a lot of people who believe that God is going to some temple, some place of worship, and saying some kind of prayers, offering some kind of things to God, whatever the God that they think of. Whether it's a stone image, whether it's a pulpit, or whether it is just a stone, big black stone, doesn't really matter. What are they doing? What are they actually trying to do? So human beings have a very tiny percentage of people who are actually keen on spirituality. They are not. The rest of the world is least bothered about it. If you are listening to my satsang, I can say one thing for sure, you are interested in it. And that is why you are looking out for it. And you want to know the truth. And because you want to know the truth, you have that quest in you. You want to know many things. And here Krishna is explaining how amongst these people who are on the spiritual quest, few have graduated to the level of sages and saints. And they have liberated themselves from this mundane existence. So you can take a maximum number of people. The highest number, 99.99, go to the power of n. They have not got the liberation or knowledge. The way to liberation is through the path of knowledge. We have already seen that in a couple of chapters. Krishna is giving us this understanding, I shall expound to you the supreme knowledge. The truth is the knowledge. How many people have this knowledge? It is the sages and the saints who have the knowledge. They have thought, contemplated on the subject, done a very, very deep study of it. And Shri Krishna is telling us that this knowledge, which is the supreme knowledge, is the best among all the knowledge. That means there is a knowledge which is at a lower level. The lowest, absolutely rock bottom, is the knowledge that you have, which is relating to the material world. The material world tells you that you have to earn a living. You have to live in this world. You have to eat, drink, sleep, and make merry. You need happiness in your life. You need a little bit of joy. You need to express yourself properly. You need to enjoy your life a little bit. This is what you are looking for. Right from the beginning, when you are born till today, your life is all about, I want to be better than the previous day. And I want to be on the path of something really spectacular or grand. Nobody is interested in going down. But if you are going to swim at the level of the tiny creatures that are there, the tadpoles or the small fishes, then you are going to be swimming only on the surface. But if you want to become the biggest fish of all, then you should be able to hold your breath and go right deep inside the water. There is a kind of a fish. It's not a fish actually, it's a mammal. This mammal can stay in water for a very, very long time. It's called the whale. It can go to the bottom, right to the bottom. It has got a different way of living. The other fishes are there, they have the fins. But as you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, their fins also cannot work. There is no sunlight coming. So these everyday people are only skimming the top. That is the mundane knowledge. Nobody has the knowledge of the depth. The deepest of the supreme knowledge that is there, nobody has it as of now. Today we are at a point where the knowledge is being offered. But you need to be the sponge to accept it. Your mind has to absorb it. Krishna is giving you this understanding. He is saying, I am going to divulge this supreme knowledge, the best amongst the knowledge. Acquiring this knowledge, all the great sages and the saints have attained the highest perfection, so that they are not born again. They have immortal life. To be born again means to have a rebirth. The moment you connect yourself to a body, all of you, those who connect yourself to a certain body, your own, what happens? You get a name, you get a designation, you get a body, you have your own eyes, ears, everything. It's like a possession. You have possessing that. And when you possess those things, you start believing that it's your own, whereas it belongs to Prakriti, to Mother Nature. You start possessing it and you start saying that this is mine. This knowledge, which is the supreme knowledge, will tell you that you are not the body. Body is just one of the things that happens to you. Whereas this entire existence of yours has nothing to do with the body. You are eternal. This knowledge is all that is needed. See, I told you the answer, but did you get the answer? Most of you will have absolutely no clue what I'm talking about. I will repeat it myself once again. You are not the body. Body is just a transaction. It happens along the way. You may have multiple bodies. This time it is the human. Next time it may be an animal. After that it may be a bird. After that it might be a tree or a bush. After that it might be an insect. Maybe after that you may become an alien. After that you may become some other thing. A rock. Who knows? But all those are bodies. You are not the body. You have taken a form. But when I said you have taken a form, did you see you are the common thread in all this? You are the common thread in all these bodies. And if you are the common thread in all these bodies, what makes you think you are not eternal? You are eternal. But you don't know about it because you think you are human. The idea that you are human is so rigid, is so fixed. You're totally fixated on this concept that I am a human being. Don't you know me? My name is so and so. I own this, I do this. This is what you say. Whereas, when you take up all these bodies, where are you a human, by the way? Someday you may become a god. You got what I'm saying? You may take Indra's position. Who knows? Tomorrow you may become an Indradev or a Brahmaji. You think those positions are not vacant? At that time, they will be available. And you may become that. So are you that God? No, you are not. It is just a body that you are taking. Just a form. So it means you are eternal. Now, to get the hang of it, I am eternal, I am eternal, I am eternal. This idea, to get the hang of this, is called knowledge, supreme knowledge. That is why he says the best of all knowledge. Did you get the hang of what I am saying? It is the knowledge which tells you you are not human. Nothing else will tell you. And that is why it is called the supreme knowledge. The supreme knowledge tells you you are eternal and you are that Atma which is going, just roaming around from body to body to body to body to body. And yet you are still thinking you are some petty human being with absolutely mundane knowledge. I am a scientist, I am an astronaut, I am this, I am an IT professional, I am a housewife, I am a TikTok star. This is the basic thing that you are hanging on to and you think no end of yourself. Whereas you are none of those. You are that eternal self. This is the supreme knowledge. On chapter 14, verse 1, I have explained the entire philosophy of Shri Krishna in one line. Now, do you know what I am talking about? No. So we have to go to verse 2. So let us move to the next verse. We are doing the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verse 2. Those who, by practicing this knowledge, have entered in my being, are not born again at the cosmic dawn, nor feel disturbed even during the cosmic dissolution, which is called the pralaya. Now think what I am saying. Those who are practicing this knowledge, it is called practicing this knowledge. Did you see these words? Just the knowledge is enough. You got to just practice it. That means you got to know. Do you have that absolute conviction that you know these things? If you have this knowledge, then when this world comes to an end, or at the beginning of this universe, whenever there are bodies available, you are not going to be bothered that you will be born again or you will be dead. None of these things happen. That is what he says. If you have this knowledge, you will enter my being. I am Shri Krishna. You will enter me. I will absorb you. And when I absorb you, there is no question of birth or death. Because I am eternal. I am the Paramatma. You are the Jivatma. And when the Jivatma merges in the Paramatma, where is the question of having a rebirth? Can you have an identity of yourself if you merge in the Paramatma? Your identity is finished. Remember, you today have an identity because you think you are somebody. You think you are some great body. Oh, my name is so and so. I live in this country. I have this job. I work for this person. Blah, 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 blah. I have bank balances. I have houses. I'm building properties. Blah. Everything. I have a wife. I have children. I have husband or whatever. Whatever. You take possession of everything. But this is the problem. You are not the body. It is because you take the possession of the body and because you think you are some body. That is the reason why you are suffering. The eternal knowledge which says that you are not the body, you are that Jivatma. And when the Jivatma merges into the Paramatma, which is Shri Krishna himself, at that point in time, there is no question of rebirths any time. There will be no rebirths. There will be no dissolution. You are not going to get destroyed at the end of time. But if you are a mundane existence and if you keep on thinking, I am so and so and I am this and I am that, you are going to be feeling the pain of death also. Have you not noticed how people die? They die everything in pain. They don't want to die. Anybody, they struggle so much for death. I am dying. I have to take medicine. I have to go to the hospital. I have to do this. I have to do that. What's going to happen to my property? What's going to happen to this? Everybody is so much worried about everything. They don't accept death. So at the end of the pralaya, the end of the dissolution, the final dissolution, when it happens, you are going to be miserable. The whole world is going to burst. Boom, like that. Then what happens? Maybe one big piece, a chunk of big rock from some outer space will come and smash into this earth. And in that minutest second that you're there, you're just wondering, oh, what's happening to me? Death is an everyday story. Accept it. Don't be afraid. You die every day. So why are you bothered about it? When death comes, accept it. It's okay. The idea that you are going to be dead was already established when you are born. You are born, so you will die. That end is already, is there written in gold. So Krishna says, if you have this knowledge, the supreme knowledge which I am talking about, then you will not be bothered about life, death, being born again, dying at the end of dissolution or whatsoever. Why? Because you have entered my being, me. Now when I say entered my being, do you know what I am talking about? Most of the people may think that there is a great big statue called Krishna. They look at Krishna as some mighty great person. Big, huge, absolutely covering the whole of the universe. And the universe is there at the tip of his feet. Tuck, like that. This is what you think. And you give a face to it. And you give arms to it. Because yes, of course, aren't we talking about the different forms of Krishna? Well, if I go back to chapter 8, 22 verse onwards, in that it was very clearly mentioned, I am the abode, ABODE. So I am also the house. The place is me. The person is me. I am the supreme divine person in that place. I am also the abode. So resting in me is important. So it is not just some great person that you're talking about. Otherwise, visualization, people start visualizing. The God is there. Oh, I'm going to go in his mouth like that. And I'm going to get eaten up. I mean, that is how all these movie people will show, all these serials, movie stars, and when they are enacting it, they will show he's opening his mouth wide, and inside that all the particles are going in, and you are one of them. That is a visual impact that you are getting, but there is nothing like that. Because I am the abode, and I am also the supreme person. Alright? So you will be merged in me if you have this great knowledge. So we move to the next verse now. We are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verse 3. My primordial nature, known as the great Brahma, is the womb of all creatures. In that womb, I place the seed of all life. The creation of all beings follow from the union of the matter and the spirit, O Arjuna. Is the story of the beginning. He says, now remember this, in the previous verse I have explained to you, Shri Krishna is the divine person as well as the abode. Now he says, I have a primordial nature. Primordial, ancient, before anything. Whatever that is happening prior to anything that has happened in this world. Universe, creation, anything that has happened prior to it. That means it's an eternal existence. Right? This eternal existence has a nature. It is the primordial nature. When I say the primordial nature, I will give you an example. Water, cool. Sun, hot. Do you get the point? Fire, burning. See, these are immediately associated with it. The nature is associated immediately. Right? This nature is so natural that the moment you say the word fire, the word burn will follow. It's the nature of fire, got it? It's the nature of sun to be hot. Right? Did you get it? It's the nature of water to be cool. Right? Likewise, you will find that there is a primordial nature. Something and the nature. Something and the nature. Got it? So fire, nature. Like that. Water, cool. Like that. So I hope you got this. So primordial, ancient, always existing nature, known as the great Brahma. My primordial nature is called Brahma. So the first divine unmanifest is my primordial nature. See, many a times there are lots of secret underlying things told to you. If you can grasp it, you will have the supreme knowledge. I am telling you something. Grasp it. Get the hang of what I am saying. Brahma is my primordial nature. So can the nature be different than Krishna? It is literally one with it. It's like the water and the coolness is one with the water, right? The heat from the sun is one with it. Fire and burn is one with it. Got it? So these are the things which is so much one with it. So the primordial nature of Krishna is called Brahma, not Brahmaji. Brahmaji is a god, that is a demigod. Brahma, the unmanifest, which is the womb of all creatures. So my nature is the womb of all creatures. That means I am the highest mother also. The ultimate mother is me only. Did you get it? That is why you know I am the father and the mother also. Primordial is father, nature is mother. So I am the mother. So Krishna Ma, mother. Got the answer? I am the womb of all creatures. I am the one who creates everything. In that womb, I place the seed of all life. In that womb, which is called the Brahma, I have placed every seed of life in that. Keeps on coming over and over and over and over again and again and again and again and again. You think it does it stop any time? No. It is a never-ending story. At the beginning, it comes out. In the end is the pralaya. It finishes over there and it becomes a seed. Right? That's the funny part of it. The absolutely funny part of this. I'll give you one anomaly in artificial intelligence. Listen to it. I know some of you may say, what artificial intelligence, Guruji? We are not talking about that. Oh, listen to this story. You know, we have visualized the artificial intelligence is able to solve problems of any kind. We have seen that, isn't it? Huh? We don't know the problem and yet it is able to create that, answer for that. I'll tell you something very funny. Artificial intelligence cannot think beyond a human mind. Because it's the human mind which has to give that algorithm to it. It will only solve the problems which already know that it exists. Did you get it? The problem is very simple. Let me give you an understanding. There is a person crossing the road. The autonomous vehicle with its artificial intelligence recognizes this person. Then it stops. Lets the person pass. So lets the person pass. So did you get it? It is the artificial intelligence which says, oh, there is a person crossing the road. But, see, there it is. Artificial intelligence cannot recognize a mosquito. Unless and until I feed it with the information, there is a mosquito. Do you think it will have the idea So, the artificial intelligence can do the best of the operations, but whether it's a cat or a dog or an elephant or this or that, till I don't feed it the knowledge, it is not going to know. Did you get this whole answer? Now, Krishna's intelligence, which we call as the Prakriti. Remember, we are talking about the great Brahma. Do you see what he says? Everything is in the womb as a seed. So that means everything like you, human being, is an AI, artificial intelligence, which has got everything, all the algorithms are in place. So do you get the point? Krishna is that person who is writing all those programs. So what makes you think that there is something new happening? Already the whole thing is programmed in you. Because if he knows from the seed stage till the final stage, there is no idea that you are doing something new. So if somebody says, I discovered the muon and the new kind of a theory where quantum mechanics and quantum physics is going to teach, there is this anomaly in the system. Most of you people are wondering what I am talking about. It went bouncer. Well, every particle is supposed to operate in a particular way, isn't it? Including you. You are a particle, you are a human being, and you will have a specific path only, isn't it? Either you will do this or do that. Correct? Which means the outcome of A is this, the outcome of B is that. Already known, isn't it? So there is no such thing as something new. Got it? So if it is written that this seed is going to produce a mango, it is going to produce a mango. After it is born, you can graft another tree onto it like a chiku, or a guava. You can graft one guava tree on that and you will have a mango and a guava in the same tree. Of course, who says you can't have it? Outcome. So already it is pre-programmed. Your life has been pre-programmed there in the womb before you were born. So what makes you think that you are some great sheikhs? No, you are just a pawn. Your job is to come out in the world and there are 3 options given to you. That is what we are doing. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Blah. Finished. Full stop. That's it. So here he is giving you one very great secret. He says, my primordial nature, which is known as the great Brahma, is the womb of all creatures, and in that womb I place the seed of all life. So I have already placed the seed of all life. The creation of all beings follow the union of the matter and the spirit, O Arjuna. So already there is a small pod, POD pod, kept for you. It's a pod which is going to shuttle you in outer space. Like that. You don't know this. Have you seen Superman movie? If you have seen the Superman movie, you will find that Marlon Brando, who was living on this great planet from where Superman was born, in that planet. Kalal. In that particular place. What he did to his son, because he wanted to save the son, so he put him in one pod. And the pod was ejected in outer space. Like that. And that pod came and landed in America, United States of America. I mean, this is story, okay? So don't go by the, otherwise tomorrow you'll try to search for Superman. Mr. Cavill is already getting married or something like that. He's found his girlfriend. So, coming back to our story. So this pod lands over there in America. And the pod gets opened. And the lady looks at this young boy over there, the small fellow over there. Superman. You are that Superman, sir. That pod, which is called the body, B-O-D-Y, that is the matter, M-A-T-T-E-R. So you went and sat inside that matter. So you are the union of the spirit, that is you, and the matter. See, I explained to you by Superman analogy. Now you should be happy because you are also Superman. So, in this Brahma, which is my primordial nature, primordial and nature, in that I've already programmed you in such a manner that you are going to be having that eternal life, don't worry. So the matter is what will change, but the spirit will not change. So here, what was done in this Brahma, primordial nature, in that egg, which he says is the womb of all creatures, in that I put you, who is called the spirit, into one matter. And I said, here, I'm going to eject you out in this material world. If I was doing the, graphics over here, I'm sure the graphic would be much more entertaining than looking at my face. Isn't it? By looking at my face, you will not understand too much. So you close your eyes and visualize this whole thing. Visualize it in such a manner which I am telling you. Close your eyes and just think of it. That there is a place called the Parabrahma, the Brahma, which is my primordial nature. In that, there is a womb of all creatures. So there is a hospital over there, okay? Or a laboratory. I have made a laboratory over there. Now visualize it. Close your eyes, don't keep them open. Okay, now we are going to do meditation on the womb of Krishna. So imagine like that. So in this place called the Brahma, there is a womb of all creatures, and in that womb I place the seeds. So if I want to make you an animal, a donkey, I can do it. So I just have to run the program. You see, I am the great programmer. I just run the program. Let this idiot become a donkey. So it's like that. Funny thing, isn't it? Let this person become a human being. Now in the human being, oh, last time he was acting very smart. I will make him into a woman. Let him go through all the pains in life. Poor thing. A woman has to go through hell. A man doesn't have to go through hell. He is not giving life to anybody. He doesn't have to go through the 9 months of, carrying a baby and getting trashed in this world. Please understand this. That is dependent on you. How you behave in this world. So be nice. So just think. So you have got this place, the laboratory of mind. And in that there are various wombs available. Like small departments are there. Some department is animal department. Some is insect department. Some of them are bird department. Some of them are human department. Some of them are men, women, LGBT, whatever. Everybody is there. All the departments are there. So what happens over there is, I place the seed in one of these. I'll take this seed, go in that. The creation of all the beings follows from the union of the matter and the spirit. See, I have given you a wonderful explanation. Now you can open your eyes. So you went to Brahmaji and came back. Brahma, isn't it? Huh? Congratulations. So now let us see what happens after that. So now we go to the next verse. We are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verse 4. Of all the embodied beings that appear in all the species of various kinds, Arjuna, Prakriti or nature is the conceiving mother, while I am the seed-giving father. See, what is he saying over here? It is my nature only, okay? So it is not, don't think that there is some woman standing over there. No, nothing like that. So here, of all the embodied, see the word itself will tell you. One which got trapped inside a body. So if you have got trapped inside a body, you have become an embodied creature. So, of all the embodied beings that appear in the species of various kinds, is he not saying species of various kinds? Just now only I told you. If I want to make you a donkey, I will make you. If I want to make you a butterfly, that also is possible. There is a womb of butterflies. If I want to make you maybe a fish, I can make you a fish. So all these bodies are available. They are there in Mother Nature. Mother Nature is the department. Okay? Which body do you want? Just imagine there is a head of the department, Mother Nature. She's sitting over there. She's Krishna only. What's she saying? Oh, yes. And she'll give you one, like cryptography, one XYZ number. Like you have in these bitcoins, you have the public, key and the private key. So you have the private key. The public key is there inside that. So you can use your private key to get inside that womb. Okay, next. Who is there? Okay, your private key number so and so. Go to that womb over there. Okay, what is that womb available? Okay, it's a centipede. You will have 100 legs. Go. So it is like that. So just imagine, the public key is that particular centipede and you have the private key. See, I'm explaining to you even bitcoins. Got it? So here in this case, I give you a whole host of things to understand. Maybe some of you will and some of you won't. Okay, so let us see. So Prakriti is the one who is in charge of all the departments. She's a go-down keeper. Go-down keeper. And the one who is coming with the private key is coming from me. He says, I am the seed-giving father. Krishna says, that seed-giving father is me. I am sending you. Okay, now you go. You also go. This second row, third bench, you also go. Just imagine Krishna is sitting, he is a class teacher or something like that. He's saying, last bench, get up. Time for you to go now. Get out. So it is funny like that. So everybody is lined up. And when they go to Mother Nature, she's the department head, remember? She looks at it and she says, what, Okay, you have come, all right. Now you come here. Last time you were acting a little smart, huh? Okay, this time I'm going to give you a womb, all right? And which one can we think of? I'll make you an Eskimo. So you go to the place where Eskimos are born. This is the way. So of all the embodied beings that appear in all the species of various kinds, Arjuna, Prakriti or nature is the conceiving mother, the nature. She is in charge of giving the bodies. And I, Krishna, am the seed-giving father. So everything is coming from me alone. Now we go to the next verse. This is the start of the real chapter now. So far we had done an introduction. So now comes the real stuff. So we are doing the Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 14 verse 5. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. These three gunas, born of nature, tie down the imperishable soul to the body, Arjuna. What is it that makes you A person who gets tied up in that body. Remember, you have just taken a body. You are that seed who has taken the body of a particular species. Now, there are three options open for you, and there is a fourth one also. But we will not discuss the fourth one just now. So, there are three options over here, and these three options are called Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. These are the three gunas which are born in the nature. They tie you down in that body. So what is it that makes you literally start owning the body? The thing which makes you own the body are the three gunas. Sattva is all about goodness. Rajas is all about activity. Tamas is all about ignorance. So you have the freedom to select whichever guna that you wish to be in. So, there is a game that starts at the beginning of time. This is a game of Ludo. This is a game which goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. Depending on you, how you throw your dice. So when Einstein or somebody, I don't know who said it, God does not play dice. God doesn't play dice, you play. So Yudhishthir played the game of dice. See, I give a hint. You want, you can think on it. The Yudhishthir plays the game of dice and loses. Exactly that happens in this world. The game of dice is played at the beginning of time by you, because you have the choice. Either you can reach home and get out, or you can keep on playing over and over and over and over and over again. How many games you can play? As many as you want, sir. There is a very beautiful story in Shri Krishna Paramahansa's Charitamrita, the Gospel of Shri Krishna, where all the devotees of Shri Krishna Paramahansa are playing the game of something which he calls as nap. I don't know what the game is, but it is a game of taking your coin all over the place, so let us call it as a Ludo. Everybody is playing the game. The person who gets out in the first instant, gets out of the game, is Swami Adbhutananda. Latu Maharaj. He is the one who gets out of the game first. Others keep on playing. It is Hriday and various other people who continue with the game. I will explain the significance of what Shri Krishna Paramahansa said, that Latu got out immediately. It is every spirit soul's job to get out of the game immediately, To get out of the game means to attain immortality, to go back to the source, Shri Krishna himself. In the previous verse I said to you also, to merge in Krishna is the only thing. Then there is no question of playing any game. No coming back and going. You're not playing the game at all. But when you throw the dice, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas will keep you entangled in this game of life forever and ever and ever. And that is the reason why I keep on telling all of you all to be your good self. Because I don't want you to be trapped in this material world forever and ever and ever. If you take up the tamasic path, a kind of a body that comes to you will be terrible. For you, escape is not there. When you go on the path of Rajas, running after money, power, fame, fortune, all those things, material worldly benefits, you will be trapped in the material world forever and ever. If you go on the path of Sattva, you become your good self. You have a chance of getting out, but you cannot get out. Because you still believe, I did good. I am a good human being. I took care of everybody. I gave money to charity. The ahankara called I sticks to you. So even if you are on the path of Sattva Guna, you will never get out of the system. But to go beyond is so important. So getting out of the game is critical. Those who can understand this spiritual truth will want to get out of this game like Latu Maharaj, like Swami Adbhutananda. Out of the game immediately. You don't have to be engrossed in the game. You don't have to want to come back again and again. So Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, these three gunas, born of nature, tie down this imperishable soul to the body, Arjuna. These three gunas are responsible for your continuous rebirths. Did you get it? I hope you get it. So we go to the next verse now. We are starting the three gunas. Alright? So I think we will stop over here, because I will take these three gunas and how they move you through this whole universe, from one body to another, to another, to another, to another, to another, and there is no release for you. So it is important for you not to get entangled in any of these gunas. Dispassion, detachment, discrimination. 3Ds are very, very important. The four things which can keep you out of this circle of birth and death: faith in the spiritual master and God, surrender to his will, unconditional love for him and God, and the last is single-pointed devotion. These three things, dispassion, detachment and discrimination, and these four things are the pathway of getting out of this entrapment that happens to every imperishable soul. You are the imperishable soul. I started from there. Don't get trapped in this. So now we will stop over here and I will take up the balance in the evening today. So take care. Have a great day. I will see you all in the evening with Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Bye.